Welcome back, Crip Crew! Thank you so much for joining me. We are back. Welcome. Thank you so much. We are back. This is episode 197. And this was actually recorded not in October. I know it's coming out in October. Aaron and I recorded this a while ago. So it's not really part of our October spooky season shit yet, but we are getting into that. We are going to record the first one of those this weekend, and that episode will be out this week as well. Now, this episode is a little weird because me and Aaron sat down and recorded one episode, and then kind of a little bit of the way through, we stopped the recording for a minute, just take a break for a second and get some water or whatever, and I realized that it really is two totally different standalone conversations. So I decided to kind of break it in half a little bit. Tonight, we're doing the first conversation where we ended up just talking about some new music releases, some vinyl. Aaron shows off some of his sick new vinyl that's absolutely outstanding. We get into all kinds of other music topics. And then in part two, we get into our experiences at the Lamb of God Metal Tour of the Year shows. I went to both. Aaron and I went to the one at Soaring Eagle, and we talk about the one at Soaring Eagle and at Pine Knob DT Music Theater in Clarkston. So both of them excited. That one comes out tomorrow. So whenever this one comes out, that one will come out the next day. And then the first one for the Halloween stuff will be the day after that. So 197, 198, 199. We're going at it. And we got a lot coming. Very excited. But before we get into it, shout outs. First up, our brothers over there at the Dipping Milk in Cookies podcast. Join hosts Garrett the Cookie Commander Smith and Michael the Master Milker Segovia as those two best friends try to figure out this thing we call life using friends, guests, and microphones. It is a wild ride every episode. They've been having some guests on the last few. They do these awesome segments, the six pack, the Master Milkers, Mysterious Mysteries. Love them all. Questions of the week. They are very interactive with their fans, especially on Facebook. They literally do ask their fans questions every week, and if you answer them, they'll read your name and comment on the show. It's fucking awesome. I love that they do that. It's such a cool idea. So definitely be sure to check out all things Dipping Milk and Cookies podcast. They're absolutely fantastic, and Garrett, the Cookie Commander Smith, is also the guitarist for the band Reflections of Flesh, so check them out too. Absolutely outstanding. Going to mention them in a minute again. Hold on. Next up, coming all the way from the glacial dumping ground known as the Michigan Basin, Wayne and Michelle are a Michigan-based husband and wife educator and podcasting duo that examine UFOs and other paranormal topics within Michigan and beyond. Topics include UFOs, the paranormal, conspiracy theories, ghosts, alternative history, the Michigan Dogman, Bigfoot, cryptids, and all things strange and paranormal. Wayne and Michelle are absolutely two of the coolest people ever. And they have an amazing fucking podcast, an amazing Facebook community as well. So definitely check out their Facebook groups. Again, the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. And they just put up, I think they have a new merch site. If I find it, I'll throw the link in the below. Every episode of theirs is just amazing. I feel like I discover something, a new rabbit hole, a new podcaster, a new YouTuber, a new researcher, a new somebody to follow after they talk to them. It's absolutely crazy to me. It's absolutely insane. I love them to death, and hopefully we are going to be able to have them back sometime this month with our spooky season stuff. So that would be, I'm really, really fucking looking forward to that and hoping that we can make that happen. So shout out Wayne and Michelle, and everybody check out all things Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast. Yes! All right. As always, I do the shout outs for the podcasts. Now it's on to the bands. The bands are going to be a little bit different tonight. All right. The bands are going to be a little bit different, but the first one won't be. First up, our brothers. I gotta keep giving them a love. I just finally got to meet these guys in person, and they were so awesome. So awesome. Our family, all the way from Texas down there. Scream at the Sky. This is their brand new five-track EP that Stay in the Clouds. It just came out last Friday, and it fucking rips. I don't get how it's not in regular rotation on every radio station already. It's so It's really good. It's like I don't know. I'm not, again, we use words like this to describe sound, not pigeonhole anybody. It's like a modern take on nu metal that I think is fucking but it's fresh. It feels, just really, really good. They're outstanding live. They are back on tour right now, I believe, through the rest of the month of October. Hopefully we can get them on sometime to talk about this new EP. There is a Dark Reflections coming on it, so be sure to watch out for that. But everybody, check out Scream at the Sky's brand new EP, Stay in the Clouds. It fucking rips. Now, here's where it gets a little bit different. Normally I shout out like 3 or 4 bands. This time I'm not going to go as deep. I'm going to shout out a lot more, because really what I'm shouting out is a fucking show that needs to be promoted, and because everyone in the world needs to fucking be there. I really believe that this is a once in a lifetime show. On Halloween. First of all, I've never been to a show on Halloween. So already I'm like, oh, and it's an unbelievable lineup. All right. We got Hate Unbound, Pestilent Age, Recorruptor! Our brothers over there in Recorruptor. Fucking Reflections of Flesh. I told you they were going to come back. War! The Breathing Process. The Big Family over there in the Convalescence. Fucking legends. The best. And headlining this whole night of absolute fucking chaos is a band who I've seen many, many, many times, but have not seen in many, many, many years. This band means a lot to me. As a fan, I got to meet the lead singer a couple times. He was always very kind. And their music, I am very familiar with all of their music, and they're one of my favorite bands, Michigan's own motherfucking Battlecross! They're back, yo! They're back. They haven't released anything. They haven't toured. They haven't done a whole crazy amount in a fairly long time, and I'm just so fucking thrilled to be able to see Battlecross again. Like, I've seen them on some pretty legendary shows. Like, if you go, I've seen them on some pretty legendary shows up here in Michigan. Speaking of legendary, it's a legendary recording agency, Keith, who is a big part of all this. Again, it's October 31st at the Diesel Concert Lounge in New Baltimore, Michigan. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door. Halloween night. I wish they had given the show a name, because it deserves one. Like Hollow Wrecked or something. I don't know. Hollow or Destruction. I don't fucking know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's just, that lineup is insane, dude. Like, I genuinely believe that all of these bands, I genuinely believe that in 5 years, everybody's going to look back at this show and be like, yep, that there was only one way, that's the only time that could have ever happened, because everybody's going to be way bigger than they are now, and it's fuck. And just, this is one of them. If you live, let's say, within, we'll call it 24 hours of New Baltimore, Michigan drive, get 4 friends to get in the fucking car and make the trip. If you live farther than that, plane tickets are kind of cheap right now. I'm telling you, this one is worth it. It's going to be fucking insane. On Halloween, evil. It's just going to be pure evil. And I've probably my most anticipated show of the year is that one. Because, that lineup is just unbelievable. One more time, on Halloween at the Diesel Lounge in Michigan, Hate Unbound, Pestilent Age, Recorruptor, Reflections of Flesh, War, The Breathing Process, The Convalescence, and Battlecross! Yes! Oh my god. It's just gonna be amazing. There's just no way. And if the Diesel Lounge is the most unique concert venue I've ever been to in my entire life. It's really hard to describe, but it is hands down the most unique concert venue I've ever been to. It is a wild, wild place. It's got 2 full stages and 2 separate rooms, and they're connected, and it's one of the coolest things one of the coolest setups I've ever seen. I absolutely love it. So it's the perfect venue for this show. Halloween, I mean, it's got everything. It's got everything. So I'm going to be fucking throwing that one in the shout outs until that show happens, because I hope that everyone that sees this goes. If you're there, find me. I'll buy you a fucking drink. All right? Like, let's do this. Let's fucking do this, Crypt Crow! So that is going to do it for the intros. Yeah, so let's get into the episode. Oh, one thing I did want to mention. I've been saying 197 this whole time. Son of a bitch. Sorry. This is 198 and part 2 is 199. My bad. Sorry. Is that the first 5 minutes of this one, I just hit record while we were having a conversation, and it's a really fucking funny, like, it made me laugh, so I was like, I'm going to put it in. So the first 5 minutes, you're just jumping right kind of in the middle beginning of a little conversation we were having before we got started, and then the episode kicks in. So that's why it might seem a little weird at first. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But without further ado, here it is, everyone. Episode 198 of Lost in the Dark podcast. Love you all so much. Enjoy. I'm just gonna start recording. So
hot takes.
Yeah, hot takes. What is the fucking deal? Like, Jordan started, like, what is this? Like, Jordan came to me one day and tried to argue to me that basically, what was it? I can't totally remember, but like every liquid or every something is soup in some way, or maybe, I don't know. But then it was something like that. And then I heard another one. There was like
definitely had that conversation before.
and there was an internet thing though going around recently where like they say everything is a sandwich.
Mm.
And on some level, and then I started thinking, is taco a sandwich? I mean, kinda, right? Like, in a way. But so like really everything is just a soup or a sandwich. But then what's a pizza then? And you can't really call, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. This is a whole internet thing. This is a rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now.
Also, it kind of depends on how you eat it. It depends, like, because you could argue that yes, pizza is a sandwich because calzone. Calzone is like
a calzone. You could argue is a sandwich, but you have to make a pizza into a calzone. What's the original pizza? And then you get into the argument at what point, like, especially with tacos, like if you have a tortilla, if you have nothing but a tortilla, meat, and cheese, is that still a taco? Is it the sum of the parts? You know? Do you if you lose an arm and a leg, are you still Aaron? You know what I'm saying? Is it the sum of the parts, or is it just different ingredients? You know what I mean? Like, what is it?
I'm kind of biased because when I was like real young, that was how I used to eat tacos. So I
find that insulting.
Yes, now it is. Yeah, I wouldn't do that now. But you know, if you were to ask a kid, like,
blasphemer.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably tell you, yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's probably. It really doesn't matter.
Culturally, that's like an American taco, I guess.
That's true. That's actually like, that's a fair point too. Meat, cheese, lettuce, tomato. Sometimes onion. That is very much Americanized. I'm sure they did the same thing in Mexico at some point, but like they have, cilantro and your burritos and your, you know what I mean? Like all these different case of whatever's, you know what I mean? Like all these different like authentic ones that are very recently starting to really take off here. Like I've been noticing a lot more restaurants offering those types of tacos and stuff more and more frequently lately.
Yeah.
That I'd never noticed before. I never thought they had them on the menu before.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I've seen more like street taco places and more,
Well, because that's what it is. that's what kind in Mexico. That's as far as I understand, at least that is the kind of food that is. You know what I mean? It's cheap fucking street food, and so those kinds are the ones I'm referring to. Honestly, like yeah, the street style because that's what you get down there. That they come flat. You know what I mean? You pick up the tortilla and fold it, but they come flat like a tostada. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know how we got on this tangent. We are recording. I'm gonna include this in there somehow.
Hey, yeah, no,
Fucking funny. Let's actually, real quick. Hold on.
We could just restart and just start traditionally.
Oh, we're gonna. But hold on. Welcome back, Crip Crow. We are back.
Wow.
Aaron would like to start us off tonight with showing us some interesting things. I actually do have one I want to show off here because by the time this comes out, this will already be out. So I do have one, but go ahead, man. You got some sick fucking shit recently.
Yeah, I've been buying a bunch of pre-order stuff and then forgetting about it until weeks later.
As you do.
It just kind of shows up. Yeah, cheers, by the way.
Cheers. Cheers to the Crip Crow.
So the first thing goes with this is, of course, not cold.
Aborted.
The shit. I just did a listen through of it last night for the first time.
How is it?
It's like I like it about as much as their other ones. I feel like
that's a good sign.
Yeah, I've only really like I couldn't give like a full blown like review of it just yet, but I can say that there's a lot of songs on here that I'm gonna either go back to or already have. Because I don't know, it's anybody who knows what they sound like is basically just a continuation of the last album. I've been following them since there's the one with the doctor dude on it that's got like the 4 arms, the necrotic.
I have that one. I think that's the first one I ever got from them.
Yeah, or no, maybe it was Global Flatline is the one I first got, and then everyone since then. So I've been a big fan of it, but this one kind of came with some cool stuff. And the thing of it is, the actual physical copy of the CD was sold out on the website, but the bonus version with all this stuff wasn't, and it still came with the cover or the album. So I was like, cool. Weird, sick. But that's okay. Sick. Yeah.
You want to know what? I got another weird one for the new Lorna Shore.
Yeah.
And I Returned to Nothingness. Only was released on vinyl.
Oh, really?
No CDs. But on one of the editions of the vinyl, it came with the CD, but not in its own case. It was like in the big case still. I thought it was weird. I'd never seen that before.
I think I have one that's like that.
If I ever see that, because like by the time I found out it was out of stock, so if I ever see it back in stock, I will probably pick it up. But
yeah,
I just thought that was weird. Go on.
Yeah. So with that, I got this came with a pin, their logo.
Oh, that's a good shot of it, actually. Nice.
Kind of cool, yeah. And then the patch with it.
Battle vest patch.
Right. And then this thing, it's kind of cool. I've never seen it before. It's a little like 3D. No, it's fucking.
Oh, that's what you were telling me about last night?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's sick. That's actually fucking awesome.
It's hard to do justice with it out here.
No, it's sick. Man, that right there. See, to decorate the fucking, oh my God, fuck yes. To decorate the fucking crypt, if more bands did that little pop-up thing in the vinyl, I'd probably get more vinyl. If Iron Maiden had that, if Lorna Shore just had that, I would have fucking definitely gotten the vinyl for that alone. Yeah. I don't have a vinyl player. I'm not a vinyl guy. I was raised on CDs, so I have thousands of CDs, but so I've never been into vinyl. I don't have a player or whatever, but I would get into it if more shit like that was. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah. That's what would get me into it right there.
That's Cool I got a few more as far as vinyl stuff I'm gonna get into. But yeah, that's, man, like before because we got the one that I have is my dad's, obviously, because we got it for his birthday and stuff.
Vinyl player, is that what you mean?
Yeah, but ever since then, I've just been buying stuff just to be able to play it, just because I have something to listen to it on.
You got it for his birthday.
Yeah, the actual vinyl player.
This year?
2 years ago, year and a half ago.
My point is that it's a new one.
Yeah.
So, like, does it do stuff different? Like, does it work differently than like an old, like, obviously got to drop it's got to have the board and you drop the pin and everything, but does it do extra shit too?
Not really. I mean, you can because we connect it to like speakers and stuff. That's pretty standard. So
I had one once. My parents got for me for one Christmas, I think, or something like that. I no longer have it. I don't know what happened to it. I think I lost it, but what the cool thing about it was that you could plug it into your computer and it would rip off of the vinyl. So the audio track you'd get on your phone or however you listen to music would be the vinyl version with all the crackles and everything, the thing that gives it the life that it has. You know, the thing that we all love about vinyl.
I've heard of those.
They're not expensive.
Yeah.
They're not expensive.
It'd be cool though. I mean, I'm sure obviously with streaming and stuff, but that'd be kind of cool. I mean, if you're into that, that kind of thing, if you kind of search for either that or if you have, stuff that they don't really print except for vinyl, like some super.
See, I actually would be totally into that, but I can honestly sit here and say I have never heard a modern metal album on vinyl. So I don't know what the difference in sound is there. I know what it is for a classic Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, whatever, all the Megadeth, Metallica, I know all Slayer. I know what the difference between vinyl and CD for all of those albums, because I've heard them on both mediums. Never heard of Lamb of God, never heard Hatebreed, never heard of Children of Bodom, let alone in Aborted on vinyl. I don't know so I gotta come over your place sometime and fucking see what that sounds like and see if that's something, because in reality, that's my process. I'm a CD guy. We're both metalheads. We both still collect hard copies. I collect CDs. And what I do is I put them on my fucking computer and then put them on my phone. And there we go. Yeah. And I never play them on the CD again to preserve the CD. And because I don't have a CD player in my car anymore, because people don't make them that way anymore. So it's kind of based off necessity a little bit as well. But so that's essentially what I would like. If I could just switch that, that's what I would do with vinyl. If I could just switch it to where I could just rip the vinyl onto it, that might be something I would be into. So
yeah. Well, and what that's kind of the big discussion really is, because a lot of the and maybe that's kind of where I take it from, is I don't always jump on every new album vinyl wise that comes out, because I feel like I only do certain ones, and that's just me. I feel like it's just kind of based on taste, because I feel like, I got my dad recently the Machine Head record from Deep Purple, super old school, one of their biggest. It's got
I forgot they had an album called Machine Head.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. Wow.
And that sounds insane. That sounds, it's that kind of old, it adds a little bit that extra distorted sound to it, that extra little bit just adds that much more, to it sound wise. So I think that sometimes, and it's interesting that you say that, because I guess I'll get into this one. The one I got recently, I'm pretty fucking psyched about. Spirit Box, Eternal Blue.
Spirit Box.
This presentation wise is insane. The whole
it's beautiful.
Came with this is all, you see fucking.
That is something that is something I love about the metal bands today that are releasing vinyl. It's like they release a CD, it's just a CD. You
Yeah.
know what you're getting. With the vinyl, they're really going above and beyond with all kinds of variants, different colors, especially, Dahlia, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
man,
I'll get
they
to
do
that.
some cool
That is a
fucking
part of
shit.
this. I just kind of want to show off the book a little bit because it is. I wasn't really expecting it to be a full like. They got a bunch of different things with it. They got a couple of symbols in here that are like it's all transparent stuff, so that as you're listening to it, it kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to show it through the camera.
They're trying
Um,
to provide you an experience while listening to the album.
that's the thing. I for the longest time, I mean, this whole thing just kind of started within the last, like I said, within the last 2 years or so.
Yeah, it's a recent thing for you.
Yeah, and I've said it before on here. I'm a sucker for the colored variants, the colored vinyls and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
At this point,
That
it's
green
most, yeah.
that green slime one from Verminous is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
I
so
still
cool.
that I don't have it in here. I have the um solar side, I think is the color of it, but it's that cattle decapitation, that death
Oh,
atlas.
oh,
Um so with, I guess, to what you're saying, like I'd say not every album needs to be on vinyl. I feel like that's kind of a collector's thing. And I feel
it
like
is.
I've been like with everyone I get, there's one in here in particular that just like it's
Mwah.
made for this, dude. Like I love it. I was listening to it the other night. But there are some that I feel like, because of what it is and because of the sound, because of the modernized, type of thing, I feel like it's more of a novelty for it to be on vinyl. Like it doesn't add to the sound or anything like that. It doesn't like, it's kind of more just the option for it. But that Death Atlas is like it just sounds massive to me on that. I don't know what it is. It added like, because I've heard that album quite a few times, but
Oh
I
yeah.
like with the actual added, side of the vinyl stuff, and just being
That's
able to kind of follow it on the story and stuff, because each side of it is a part of the story that kind of goes onto it. So it's a whole, yeah.
that is a perfect example of one that I would want to hear on vinyl.
So somebody out there is gonna be yelling at me because I'm handling this shit really rough. Try not to. There's a specific way you're supposed to do it, but
That is fucking gorgeous. That is, oh my God. See,
yeah.
this is what we're talking about. And like you said, these are for collectors. These are for people like us who actually sit down, open the album, take out the lyrics, put it on, and sit down and read it and listen to it all the way through, take it all in. This is what we do. This is one of our favorite things to do.
Oh yeah.
We've tried to capture it on camera, never really worked, but we've tried, like in the car and stuff, with those old videos we made. But there's really no way to properly capture it on camera. But it is, yeah, it is. That is whether, it's like the vinyls are meant for those people, but not everybody that buys vinyls are those people. Some people are like me, where we're just CD heads, But
yeah.
it is all that creating because it's creating the experience. And for me, like, one of my favorite things to do in the world is take off all the fucking cellophane from a CD, open it up, pull out that fucking lyric book, smell the fresh ink. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I love that smell. Like it's like, yes, here we go. We got a new album.
Yeah.
Like it's so exciting every time. I know, yeah.
That's what it is. I like.
Oh, there's nothing better. There's nothing like. Yeah.
So I got a couple more.
Yeah.
Speed it up a little. So I got we were just talking about it before we hopped on. I got the shirt that matched with it, but Volvadinia.
Volvadinia. Is that
Newest
whoa?
one.
What the fuck is that? Is that a DVD?
Preguntius Infinity. The newest record.
How
This is the
they put it out in a DVD case?
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know if it was part of the pre-order. I don't know if it like if they have CD versions of it, but it came in like this crazy looking.
Looks like a movie.
Yeah.
Which is sick. I like that idea.
It actually,
what you got in there though?
It has the book, a lot of lyrics in it and stuff. And then it's like a reversible cover on it too.
Ooh. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that monster. Like I said earlier, it reminds me of Violator from Spawn.
Yeah, I see that. South African slam, man. One of the
South Africa?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that's where they were from.
Yeah.
Wow.
They
how the fuck did Alex fill in for? How did that come about?
Well,
because for anyone that doesn't know, Alex, Aaron's lead singer from Bogwraith, filled in for Volvadinia on lead vocals on a European tour. Now you're telling me, well,
that was he was doing vocals for Wormhole, who was on tour with Volvadinia.
That's right. My bad. Where's Wormhole from?
They are, I want to say they're from the States. I don't know where.
Okay, so that's probably how. Okay, all right. My bad. I got it mixed up.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, same tour though. All that stuff.
It was the same tour.
Yeah, like that. Just that sound. There's something about just the way that they do it, and like this is as close to I don't know. I feel like they've put out a few other concept albums because I think that this one is a continuation of the story that's from the first album or from the first two records. I think I could be wrong on that, but yeah, dude, just crazy shit. Kind of in the same vein as Aborted, but it's a little more spacey, which I like a lot.
I would agree.
There's a lot of those kind of we get a lot of synthy stuff, a lot of but also just I don't know. I really like the way it's all mixed together. I think the guitars sound really heavy. So yeah, it'll talk more about that on the album of the year list because both of those will be on there for sure.
Oh, no sneak peek.
Yeah, man.
Next,
little side note, forgot I had this. I found this the other day amongst all my like magazines and stuff. It's a whole history of the band up to All Hope Is Gone. So it's got like I don't know, a bunch of pictures, like full on interviews with them and stuff. So
that's cool. That's sick.
Limited covers. But this one, I'm surprised I didn't talk to you about because I've had it for a little while.
Oh my god. Yeah, you have not shown this to me yet. And this was
Parkway.
We like didn't we like have to invent a new category to put that on our album of the year list because it's a live album or something?
Yeah. So I think this was
that good. Like
I'm
gonna have to listen back to some AOTYs or Filthy 15s because I don't remember the new rules we made.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we're gonna have to make new ones. And we're gonna have to make new ones this year for EPs.
Yeah.
So
this one, I want to say, oh yeah, this one's kind of hard to see. Light on for this.
Dedicated. God, I love that fucking song on that track, on that album. 12 years I fought for this. 12 years I sweated tears.
It's like a red.
Oh, that's like a crimson blood. That's blood. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of vampire shit lately. That is blood.
Yeah, I guess I haven't looked at this in a while. It looks a little more like purple.
In person?
Pinkish, yeah. A little lighter. Yeah.
Because look behind, look right here. That's purple.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just the coloring on it. I was a little disappointed with this one just because when I was listening to it, one of the songs skips on it. It's kind of weird.
See, that's the bummer about fucking vinyl. One little tick, and it's all. Which one? What song?
Oh, I don't remember. It was one of the first ones. It was on the first side.
All right.
This did come with it though. This thing is kind of crazy. You remember the promo shot with Winston where he's got the thing?
The Molotov. Yes. Yes.
Molotov.
Oh my God. Yo. 12 years I fought for this. Come the fuck on. Locked in a vice grip of conflict.
It's got the lyrics on the back of it.
Yes.
Pretty sweet.
We are not worthy. We are
right?
not worthy.
Yeah.
Parkway.
I don't know what to do with that poster. It'd be cool to put it.
Keep it. It's got the lyrics on the back. You got to keep it in the vinyl.
Yeah.
That's at least that's my rule for the CDs. If the booklet is a poster, I keep it in. If they got the lyrics, like if that's the only way I have to hold something in my hand to read the lyrics, then it stays with the CD.
Yeah, that's how I am usually.
Yeah.
Well, I got one more.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's two I don't have with me. And they're CDs. The first one is the copy of remind me, what's the last Convalescence record?
Monument of Misery. Monument of Misery.
Yeah, Monument of Misery. I got that, and I got a
shout out.
Yeah. And the Violent Sessions from Kill the Imposter.
Shut the fuck up! You have that on vinyl?
From the CD.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I wish they had it.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was an option. Yeah, I have that one too. Yeah, dude. Oh, how good is that?
Dude, it's
How great were they live, man?
Super sick.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So fucking good. We talked about it in the last episode, but so I just like they are immediately, you know, in terms of bands that I have seen in the last few years that leave it all on stage, that are genuinely like have the most energy of anybody else going right now. And I'm not talking about just the lead singer. I'm talking about the entire fucking band, because you could say, anybody could say Lamb of God, but let's be real. When you see Lamb of God, Randy's the only one running around. Everybody else is kind of standing still. What I'm saying is the whole fucking band energy, in terms of the ones that put out the most off the top of my head right now, like fucking Balgraith, Recorruptor, hands down, Throne, Convalescence, Kill the Imposter, Lorna Shore. Off the top of my head, if you want bands with more energy than you, and Filth, bands with more, like Blood of Angels too. God damn it! Now I'm thinking of more and more.
There's a lot of them.
There are a lot, but not a lot of them are as big as Lamb of God. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of my point. Like the fucking and what is it? Let's be real. At the end of the day, what is it? All the bands I'm naming right now, they're still hungry.
Yeah.
They're still hungry. Their stomachs are not full. They're still hungry. You are still hungry. We're still, so in terms of the podcast, so am I. We're still fucking doing everything we can. We're going for it because we're not done yet. Not to say they are, you know, I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just like the people that are ruthless on stage. And another one that I will definitely mention that is ruthless on stage. And Aaron, when I saw them, and I'm putting them in the same category, so that adds a lot of gravity to what I'm about to say. I'm putting them in the same category as the people that are ruthless on stage and nonstop. They performed as a two-piece, a drummer and singer guitarist, and I'm talking about motherfucking Scream at the motherfucking sky. All right, motherfuckers. And this is a copy right now for Aaron and I. It is September 30th. This album doesn't come out till tomorrow for everybody else. But if you saw them on tour, they had it available secretly at the merch booth. And check this motherfucker out, yo.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
That's awesome.
Honestly, not doing it any justice on camera at all, because it's got like that.
I could tell,
that sheen to it. That's like sick as fucking person.
Nice.
Sick as fuck, dude. They did such a good job with this. Haven't heard it yet, but I finally just got it on the computer today, or on the phone today, and it like it's great artwork. It's just a sleeve, no lyric book, sadly, but just great artwork, great CD artwork.
What's it called?
Scream at the Sky, called Stay in the Clouds.
Nice.
Stay in the Clouds by Scream at the Sky.
That's awesome.
And you know, I haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, but I did get to see them in Battle Creek at the Music Factory last Sunday. First time ever seeing them, first time ever meeting them. I literally walk into the Music Factory, literally walk in the door. They take my ticket. They're on stage doing sound check, about to go on.
Nice.
While I was ordering my first drink, they started playing. And the perfect timing. I couldn't believe it. And I was not impressed by the amount of people there. And a lot of people were sitting down, which upset me. And it always upsets me when I see people sitting in a metal show. It just upsets me. That triggers me. And I walked beeline to the bar, got the drink, heard the sound check, heard them start playing, and just didn't give a fuck. I recognized how many people were there. I recognized a lot of them were sitting down. No one was up in the front, like, pit area. I just didn't give a fuck, dude. I just beelined right to the front of that shit and just was there the whole set. I think I went to the bathroom and grabbed another drink in the mid set, because it was a very wonderful, very long set. But yeah, I just, you know what I mean? Because come on. Every metalhead watching this that's been to a show knows what it's like showing up for an opener and there's nobody in the front. Nobody wants to be that one to go into the front. Everybody's scared for some fucking reason. I just didn't give a fuck that night. I was like, these are my fucking boys. I don't care about anybody else here. I'm here alone. I'm here for them. Yeah, and so I just walked right up to that fucking stage and just rocked with them the whole time. They fucking killed it, man. They fucking killed it. It sounded so good live.
I had no idea they were just a two-piece band.
That's how they aren't, but that's how they had to tour, because they couldn't find anybody dedicated enough, basically, to, you know. And I was like, that's what the fucking Convalescents, you know what I mean? These motherfuckers have gone through, you know, and, you know, it's just, that's a common thing. That's a common thing when you get fucking people that are like, no, this is a band and this is what the fuck we do. We play relentlessly and we have to play outside of our comfort zone, outside of our fucking city. We have to go everywhere. That's how we do what we want to do. And for a lot, for a lot of fucking people, they don't want to do that. It's too much to ask. And that's fine. That's totally fine. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's hard to find people to do that. It is not, you can find a drummer, you could find a bassist, a guitarist, a vocalist, whatever. Are they going to be ready to go on the road when the time comes? You know, that's the even harder part. You know, that's the reality that a lot of people face. So that's what the situation that they were in. It was just, I mean, everything about that night was pure magic to me. It was, from going up to the merch, they got off stage. They were still, unloading, whatever, like doing their thing. And I went, because, and I went up to the merch booth when no band member was there, just the merch guy, who was amazing. And I got the merch I wanted, the CD, both hard copies of both their CDs, actually, and a t-shirt. Yeah. Which I will post on Instagram. Actually, I already did it, so you can check our Instagram for that. and some footage of the show. And and I'm sitting there, and so I get the merch, I go back to the bar. And I'm sitting there, and the drummer, David, recognized me and like came up to me, started talking, and like then went back and like I guess like talked to the merch guy about like, no, that's the guy, because I talked to the merch guy for a minute and I gave him some podcast stickers. And then apparently him and the drummer talked for a minute or something like that, and the merch guy realized, like, I guess he realized who I was, and he came up to me, he's like, yo man, I'm so sorry, I've seen a bunch of your videos. I was like, what? Like, he's like, you're the one that goes fucking crazy. I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, he's like, I fucking love you, man. He was the nicest dude ever. It was so fucking awesome. And then I stand there and I talked to David, the drummer, for a while. He was telling me that he loves what we do. And then after Brian finished his blunt, he came back in finally, and we sat down and talked. I gave him a little care package, you know what I'm saying. And yeah, we hung out, we went out back, we smoked, we fucking had a drink together, the whole thing. He signed my CDs, like the whole thing. I actually got to talk to him in a real way, in person, outside of the podcast. Got to get to know this guy. All of them, just the best, man. Just cannot speak highly of them enough. Just the coolest fucking guys.
Oh yeah.
I will never miss them in Michigan for the rest of my life ever. And that's just locked in.
Yeah. That was probably the one thing that I picked up on the most when we were talking to Brian when he was on, was that I absolutely love their spirit of like, just fucking do it, man. Like,
relentless,
just,
reckless forever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
just giving it what they have with what, just even if it's, roughing it with two people out there for, like
whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, relentless, and whatever it takes, much like the Convalescents, much like many of the bands we've talked to, War, Reflections of the Flesh Casket, Robbery, Victims of the System, all tons of these bands that we fucking talked to, they all have that spirit. And it's so a suffocating line, so fucking encouraging, not the right word, inspirational, like just, this is what I always, is this not, correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron, is this not what I always say? You figure out the fuck you love, you start it, and you never stop. Just don't stop. Just all you have to do is not stop doing what you do. That's all you have to do. And eventually someone will notice. We started this fucking podcast never intending to be on video and only intending for us to ever hear it. And now here we are.
Yeah.
Never saw any of this coming. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, but here we are, and we're in a place now where I could have never imagined, and it is everything to me. Like, it means so much to me, the relationship that we've established with all these people. It's just, and I love them all so much. I'm so impressed by all of their talent. You included, Bogwraith, Recorruptor, the local, all of them included, because you guys were the first, on the show. So it just, everybody just, I feel like I'm in like this little fucking community of extraordinarily talented people. Extraordinarily talented at many things, Some of these bands, Reflection of the Flesh, the fucking guitarist does Dipping Milk and Cookies, Garrett the Cookie Commander Smith, you know what I mean? Like, with Mike the Master Mechlin Segovia. Shout out to Dipping Milk and Cookies podcast and Reflection of the Flesh. You know what I mean? It's just like they do multiple things and they're so good at all of them. Like, it's just, I just feel privileged to even have ever something we created, the Lost in the Dark podcast, for that, let alone for them to have been on the show, for that to have ever, that those words in succession to have ever even crossed their minds. It's an honor to me. Like, Johnny, kill the imposter, like Blood of Angels, all of them, man. I saw, Savages, one of the bands I did a review for a long time ago, back when we first started, gave me one of the nicest fucking responses I've ever had in my life. Like, I still remember it. Like, it's insane. It's insane. It, like, all of it to me. So just, if you fucking, and guess what? It took me till I was 27, 28 years old to ever get on a microphone. First time I ever got on a microphone, I was 27, 28-ish, somewhere in there. And that is the first time I was like, I think I found the thing I want to do with the rest of my life. I've never felt that before. That was the first time I ever felt that. And, it's just, don't stop. Even if you're 3.5 years in like us and still not making a fucking dime, just don't stop. Eventually, as long as you don't stop, something will come of it. Something will come. Like, I don't know what, but something will. Yeah. Even for us, I don't know what's around the corner, but the distance we've traveled already floors me every fucking day. The reach that we've been able to have, I don't get it.
It exists.
Is
crazy. Especially, to me, the coolest part of it is now that we're sort of out of the woods, so to speak, with the weirdness. It's
hopefully,
cool everybody that, everybody that we've talked to, only go up and only do things that are positive and only, get out there, release stuff and play shows and everything. Like,
they're all killing it, man.
Yeah. And it's cool to have kind of talked to them during that period of, like, just at a point in time where nobody knew what they were doing, really. Like, nobody really knew what the good, and now starting to kind of see, as a result of that, some really, really very, very different sounding music, but also, like, under the same kind of, moniker of just heavy
metal
music. Yeah. And
so. Guess what, everyone? Heavy metal is alive and fucking well. Like, better than ever in a lot of ways. Like, we survived. The pandemic tried to kill the metal, but the metal won.
I got one more thing to talk about real quick.
All right.
Only because this was like a grail item for me. I spent entirely too much on this shit, but I was like, if I don't pull the trigger, it's gonna be gone. So I found a copy of this. And
hang on.
Yeah.
What? Is that an original print?
No, it is not.
Okay. Well, actually, at the same time, though, they probably didn't release it in vinyl on the original print, because at that point in time, it would have just been CDs.
Yeah. Well, I think they did. I just haven't really found. I mean, they're long gone by now. It's like crazy.
Really? I would be, I don't know. I'd be kind of surprised to find out that they released it at the same time they released the CDs. That vinyl wasn't back in 2000.
When it first came out, probably not, but I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is.
So what's this? What print? Like, what? That is gorgeous. But like, what is this from? What is this?
It's well, I wish I had a cooler story of where I found it at, but I've been like in the time that's passed, I've been looking for any of their stuff on vinyl because it's so hard to find right now. and because it's a lot of their stuff, like all the cool, all the different variants and stuff is pretty hard to find. So this one, it was sold on Amazon, and it came with the self-titled T-shirt, which I was wearing in the last video that we were doing.
You don't fuck with the maggots.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about the last one.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I was like, it was one of those things, man. I was like, I've been looking at it for a while. Like the shirt was in my size, and they only had one copy left, and I was like,
and it was in your shirt size.
Yeah, I was like, what
to be?
Yeah, what other chance am I gonna have at this? It was a little pricey.
Where'd you get it? With eBay? Where'd you get it?
No, it was Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the one. I'm still looking for a copy of Iowa in any variant, and I'm still looking for a volume 3, any of it, because I think both of those.
Balls of the maggots.
Yeah. But there's what I was saying earlier, because of how what was it pain last actually that's fucking weird. Yeah, what I was saying is like because of the year, and because it's already a pretty raw sounding album, like just hearing it in that style.
That's another one I would love to hear on vinyl.
Yeah, is like
I feel like that would make it. That's one I feel like vinyl would make better.
Yeah, it's
in a lot of ways.
I have heard that album so many times in my life that like to have it on that, to be able to kind of hear it in a little bit more of a raw sense, there's just something really fucking cool about it.
So you would being how many times you've heard that album in your life, you would say that it has a more raw sound on vinyl. With how many times you've heard it on CD, on the radio, whatever in your entire life, would you say it has a more raw sound on vinyl?
It definitely hit me a bit different.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That's the experience I'm looking for. So I definitely need to come over and fucking check out some fucking vinyl with you one night.
Yeah, man. We just have a whole day of just listening through this shit. Because I
would love that.
Like that are really cool.
I would love that. We should do that. We'll do that. We'll film it. We'll do that.
Oh yeah. Because it'd be. And that's the thing I was doing with Spirit Box the other day, since we were talking about it. Because I spent probably, like, when I got that, I listened to it honestly probably twice on vinyl all the way through. I wanted to hear it for what it was the first time, and then the second time kind of going back to stuff. But like, and I went and I was kind of doing some like listening to it on Spotify or whatever, like, and then a few days later, like in the car and stuff, and like it's still just that, like, I don't mean to like go too far off on a tangent with that band, and since we're talking about like different vinyl and stuff, and I'm just saying, like, there's something about just the way that album is put together and how it just, because it's not the heaviest thing ever, but it has a very rainy day quality, if that makes sense.
You have no idea how badly I want, because for me, as you know, we've talked about it. What I've heard from Spirit Box, I like it. I think it's great music, and I'm very happy that it's popular for a lot of reasons. However, it has never grabbed me in the way it's grabbed you. But I feel like if you were to do like a Dark Reflections on it, or actually just a monologue basically on what gets you into this album, what makes you like it, like give me your perspective, I feel like that would sell me on it. Like, I feel like I need you to like just go off about it to give me that perspective. You know what I mean? Like, in my head, like, give me why, like, you love it. You love them so much. So many people, like, every time they release anything online, it's big news. You know, anything they do is big news. They are getting very big right now, very popular. I see a lot of people on my feed, a lot of my friends on Facebook and everything just loving Spirit Box. And I'm just going, I just need someone. I feel like I just need someone to like give me the perspective. Like I feel like I'm missing the perspective a little bit on why they're great. Don't get me wrong. I think they're great, but they just haven't grabbed me. And I just feel like you more than anybody could say the right words on why you're into them that would make it click in my head. You know what I mean? That would make, okay, now I need to listen to these guys deeper. You know what I mean? So I would love, if you ever felt inclined, I would love to hear a dark reflections of the Spirit Box from you, solo, because I feel like that would convince me, because I just feel like I'm missing something. I feel like it's right there. I feel like I should love this fucking band.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I'm missing something, and maybe somebody just needs to say the right words to get me there. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's what it is. How many, that's what it is. 9 times out of 10 for movies, for music, whatever, it's your buddy gets you into it, and I haven't had that with them yet. And I feel like that's all it would take it to just like, I hear it. I think it's really good, but I don't understand necessarily the popularity yet. Like, why is this one soaring above so many others? And I just feel like I'm missing something that somebody could tell me, and I'd be like, oh, now I'm into them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think I should do that.
Yeah, I think you should.
There is a lot of, even as I was listening to it, I kind of had that moment, because there are, like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's the heaviest ever, like it's the heaviest thing
Absolutely
ever,
not.
but that's not necessarily
it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's not a bad thing. It is heavy metal music. That's all that matters to us.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it's the heaviest thing ever. I just haven't. I feel like I'm missing something. I just feel like I'm missing something that once it's shown to me, I'm going to be like, this is one of my favorite bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When was the last time that you, like, it's overcast, whatever, maybe it was later in the evening, I guess, like sun was kind of going down a little bit, but it was still kind of gloomy outside. When was the last time you just kind of like, because to me, like, I guess the best way I could describe it, and maybe it's missing the point of it, and maybe it's not even, because there's definitely parts of it that don't feel like this, but that, like, the majority of, like, their sound to me is what it sounds like when it's like real gloomy out, and like real just kind of like
it's kind of mood music.
Yeah, like in the same, because we talk about, okay, well, like I would consider them to be a bit of like a seasonal listening band for me, since I got into them. I suppose, because when I first got
so that just clicks for me.
Yeah. Because when we were talking about this the other day, I kind of got into it a little bit, but I first was introduced by them kind of on accident, and it was because I was searching for that sound, that kind of, like, not so much super heavy stuff, but that kind of like ambient, kind of like, airy sort of heaviness, I guess, that sort of mood, you know what I mean? And what I found was, they have an EPL that's, I think it's as far as I know, it's just self-titled, but I knew it to be the Mara Effect. And what it is on their YouTube, it's an entire start to finish performance of every song that's on it, but it's done like it's all filmed professionally. It's all done like it has a certain look to it. And I really kind of just gravitated towards that, and I really like the sound of it. I think that like it's 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 a lot more as far as like progressive, I guess musically, which is something that I really is a big selling point for me on this new one is like they have some a bit more lighter kind of like I wouldn't say like it's more like I guess like alternative kind of stuff, kind of sounding stuff, but it has like after past a certain point, all the songs have this heaviness to it. Like all these, like each
Like
song, even
like
though they might be a little bit lighter, it has a certain kind of weight
it's
to it. You know what I mean?
there
That
we go.
like,
That's exactly the word I was about to use. It's not necessarily a heaviness, it's a weight.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like there are points where they do like I don't know, like a lot of the low end stuff on it's really cool because they're only a three piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Which is
within this,
insane.
yeah, and especially more so after listening to it, but like just the space that they're able to take up and just the sound of even if it's like a shorter song because there's a song on there I think the shortest is like 2:10 maybe, but it feel because of the way it's written it just feels so much bigger, so much longer than that to me. I feel like it's that kind of sound, you know what I mean? Like it's something that I feel like I'll go back to for a variety of reasons because of, like maybe because a lot of the heavier songs on it are a little bit more in your face, a little bit more of a different feeling than some of the other kind of lighter songs that are a little bit more of a feeling and stuff. And I'm not entirely like sure about some of the lyric concepts on it. I feel like I need to kind of spend some more time with it to kind of grasp a little bit of what some of these songs are about because I feel like there's some of it is a bit different. Like it's all like introspective kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Some of it, others is like just the heavy. Like it's like okay, so Constance, that song that they put out the video for, which is arguably one of the lighter songs on it, is on the same album with the song like Holy Roller, which you heard before, which
Yeah.
is the
Yep.
heaviest, probably one of the heaviest songs on it.
Yep.
So it's kind of like I feel like it's a good mix of just everything. It's
Fuck yeah.
you can put it on and enjoy it for it. And honestly, one of like the song Sun Killer, there's a
Mhm.
like it starts off with that and then it goes into I don't remember what the second song is called, but then there's a third one which is kind of cool how it goes right into it. There's a little like it's kind of almost like Meshuggah sounding in the way that the vocals are. It kind of reminds me of something that was on like Catch 33, how it's kind of got that like speaking part to it, but that's done in a rhythm, I guess, if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's got Sam Carter from Architects on it, who's one of my favorites as well. The chorus on it's awesome. It's got a huge chorus on it. So yeah, kind of like it's all of that really, but it's also to me, it's a very moody, like puts you in a specific place,
Yeah.
and so I would next time you're having a day like that, man, just I'd
Put it
recommend
on.
it's because I have a couple that like I wish that there was more music that was like that sometimes because there's something really cool about that sound and just the feeling that it gives you. You know what I mean? Like you could just like I hear a specific kind of song or specific kind of like just whatever the guitars are doing. It like there's something that kind of floats over top of it that just puts you in this headspace of like just I don't know, driving down the road, I guess, and like just like
On a dark and stormy day.
yeah, kind
Fuck
of
yeah.
gloomy out, just gets you thinking about stuff. But I don't know, it's cool. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah,
All right. Hell yeah. Well, you fucking ready to fucking get into what we were supposed to be talking
yeah,
about tonight?
yeah. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent
No,
there.
no, no, no. It's fine. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. What up, Crip Crew? So yeah, as I said earlier, we ended up dividing this episode into two. Part 2 will come out tomorrow, but that's why that ending was a little abrupt. So I just wanted to like jump in here real quick and say thank you for watching. And yeah, that's why it kind of like ended like that. But you will see the rest of that conversation tomorrow in episode 200 the following day. Here we go. Love you all to death. Good night.
Lost in the dark.